Hey everybody, and welcome back to SPRpicks.com. The NCAA tournament is underway. We had Selection Sunday this past weekend. The play-in games are happening Tuesday and Wednesday. And right now we're going to take a look at the big round of 64 starting up on Thursday, and we're going to focus in on that really tough East Division. Here with me now is the best in the business, Mr. Dave Golikoff, to talk it all over. Dave, how are you doing today on this exciting week in the world of college basketball?
I'm doing fantastic.
All right, let's talk over this 13th seed UC Irvine versus 4th seed Louisville matchup in the East Division. Now, things are a little bit more exciting in this seeding. We see a little bit more upsets. What do you think about this Irvine team? It's the first time they've been in the big dance, but do you think they could possibly hold their own against the Cardinals on Friday afternoon?
I think it's possible. Not to give away the the carrot at the end, the carrot before the stick, but I'm not going to be betting UC Irvine, so I guess I did give away the carrot. But anyways, in short, I think if you're betting UC Irvine, it's more of a bet against Louisville than anything else. Irvine, they're going to have to go up against a fairly good defense, but they have sort of their own defensive stopper and Mamadou Ndiaye, not that former Toronto Raptor. I'm actually curious if they're related, but they have their own sort of tower in the middle of their defense, which could be a problem for Louisville. So they have their own sort of form of defense, but I think really you're betting against Louisville here. Obviously not the same team without Chris Jones. This is a Louisville team that's kind of slumped going into the tournament. They dropped 2 of their final 3, lost to Notre Dame, lost to North Carolina. They did beat Virginia, but even taking a look at further back, it's a team that started 19-3 and then went 5-5 down the stretch. So it doesn't look like they're playing their best basketball right now. So it's more of a matter of, if you're betting Irvine, it's more of a matter of betting against Louisville, at least in my opinion here.
All right, now let's hone in on this Louisville team. I actually cannot believe that they're 4th seed here in this tournament, but I think it has to do with the fact that they played in the monster ACC conference this season. I mean, it's a huge competitive conference they've been playing in. They're a tough team. What do you think about these guys against UC Irvine in this spot?
Well, I think it's going to be a really challenging matchup for UC Irvine because they're a team that hasn't been here before, and they're going up against, at least a team that's used to being in the tournament. And I think that's going to be the big difference. The other thing is the conferences, the Anteaters coming from the Big West, with all due respect to the Big West, it's not the ACC. Louisville finished 22nd in points allowed per game at 59.5, and that's playing in the ACC. That's really darn good. They're 11th in the nation in block shots. So even if the Anteaters have Ndiaye, the Cardinals do a pretty good job of blocking shots as well. They bring that full court pressure at times. There's enough for UC Irvine to worry about in terms of, making this being their first performance in the tournament, making the big dance. Now all of a sudden they're going up against a program that is historically good and brings the heat in terms of defense. That could be a problem for them.
All right, then let's just talk sides here. Louisville takes the favorite, of course, at -8.5. What do you think? Who's covering in this one?
Well, I think I'm going to be taking Louisville, but just to throw some numbers out there, for those who don't know, UC Irvine is actually one of the better teams against the spread this season. They actually went 12-4 ATS when facing teams with a winning record, which is quite impressive. They're also 7-0 ATS against good defensive teams that allow 64 points or less, which is kind of interesting. But I don't think this is a spot where I want to take a shot with them. Louisville, I think, is going to really bring the heat. This is a sort of a step down in competition for them and should make that all that much easier for them. After playing 3 top 20 teams, facing UC Irvine should be a breeze. I think their defense is going to be stifling. I think Irvine's going to make a lot of mistakes. They're going to play nervous, and that's going to lead to a Louisville win and cover.
Well, There you have it, guys. Take the favorites to cover in this one, and you heard it first from pro handicapper Dave Golikoff. Dave, thank you again for hanging out with us today and offering your free picks.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, and good luck on your picks this week. Until next time, this is Megan Rochester for SBRpicks.com.